Hi everyone, Bob here, and this is a review of the new Mike Newell film, the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society, which I will simply refer to as Guernsey Literary for the rest of this video because, well, that title is kind of a mouthful. Based on the book by Marianne Schaffer and Annie Barrows, which admittedly I haven't read, Guernsey Literary is the latest motion picture from director Mike Newell, who has been making movies since the 70s. His filmography includes films such as Four Weddings and a Funeral, Donnie Brasco, Pushing 10, and Mona Lisa Smile. And Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Why, that's my favorite book in the series. Set in 1946, only a year after the end of the Second World War, Guernsey Literary follows the story of Juliet Ashton, played by Lily Adams, a writer who made her fortune writing literary works about the war and is now looking for her next subject. She finds inspiration in a letter sent to her from a one Dawsey Adams, played by Michael Heisman, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing his name right, an ordinary pig farmer who lives on the island of Guernsey and is a member of a book club from which the film takes its title from. As luck would have it, he has come in possession of a copy of a book once owned by Juliet and is looking for her help in acquiring Tales from Shakespeare from Charles Lamb. Juliet is entranced by Dawsey's stories about the literary club and soon takes it upon herself to embark on a journey to the island of Guernsey to learn more about them. However, not long after arriving on the island of Guernsey, Juliet learns that there is much more to the literary club and its members than Dawsey has let on in his letters. It's actually a little funny at first because everyone there treats her with equal measures of awe and apprehension not long after she arrives. It almost kind of feels like the setup for a horror movie, but relax, there's nothing sinister going on in the story. Turns out they're just a little awkward. Juliet's initial encounter with the society goes well, but after learning that she intends to write a story about them, they immediately clam up and insist upon her doing otherwise. However, Juliet can't just go back to London. She's become too invested in the curious mystery that seems to be creeping underneath the seemingly innocuous literary group to just quit now. Not just that, but she also finds herself slowly falling in love with Dawsey, the handsome and emotionally vulnerable pig farmer who inspired her to come to the island in the first place. A mild complaint here, let me remind you that Dawsey is played by Michael Heisman, the same guy who plays Dario on Game of Thrones. No, not that Dario. Other Dario. New Dario. Yeah, that Dario. The same guy who swept Daenerys Targaryen off her feet in Game of Thrones is now doing the same thing to Juliet in Guernsey Literary. I know this is romantic fiction and all, but come on, this guy is way too good looking to be working in the swine industry. This is all further complicated by the fact that before departing for Guernsey, Juliet agreed to marry Mark Reynolds, played by Glenn Powell, a wealthy socialite from America looking to whisk Juliet away to New York City and transform her into a lady of leisure or some such thing. And this proposal is something that Juliet goes to great lengths to conceal from Dawsey. Yeah, I know. Drama, right? This is probably where my one major complaint with the film lies. It's a little too easy to see where it's going with the story, while the mystery of Guernsey itself that Juliet is trying to unravel does have a couple little twists in there that I didn't see coming. The romance side of the plot, it more or less goes where I expected it to go. When we meet Mark for the first time, he pretty much has "this is not the right guy for Juliet" written all over him. You just know at some point in the story he is going to say and or do something that's going to make the audience turn on him. This, of course, makes it a lot easier for the audience to pull for the inoffensive Dawsey, who is pretty much just a big old puppy dog with sad eyes and a weak old beard. I won't spoil where the story goes with this plot, but if you've ever seen a movie like this before, then I'm pretty sure you can correctly guess how it ends. There's some emotional intensity for sure when Juliet finds herself at a crossroads where she has to choose between the two men, but it's resolved fairly quickly, and the way it's resolved, it didn't really surprise me. All things considered, I did like Guernsey Literary. It has a strong cast, some great production work with the sets and the costumes. I enjoyed the camera work, which showed off the island of Guernsey, which is actually North Devon, because that's where the film was actually shot. And I was interested in watching Juliet sort of unravel the secrets behind the literary society. Also, at just barely over 2 hours, it doesn't overstay its welcome, and it doesn't feel very rushed lengthwise. It felt just right. I'd say it's a pleasant film to watch on a rainy weekday afternoon in the comfort of your own home, which should be easy to do because it's currently available on Netflix. And that does it for my review of Guernsey Literary. Did you enjoy the film? Have you seen it? Let me know what you think about it down in the comment section. I'd love to hear back from you. Another Criterion Critique video coming your way soon. So be on the lookout for that. Until the meantime, I'm going to go watch some movies, and I'll see you in the next video.